No, go ahead. Make sure it's not locked. A function has an inverse if, and these are three different checks, and you don't have to run more than one. Okay, and in the end, you're probably going to say, I think I'll always do number 3. Okay, you probably won't want to do number 1. But any one of these checks suffices to say that a function should have an inverse. The first one is, if you assume that f of a equals f of b, for example, f of negative 2 equals f of 2, then you must be able to prove that that means that negative 2 equals 2. And that's not true. For in that case, that's not true. I'll show you one like that, what they mean by that. But it's not the way you have to show that a function has an inverse. Another way you can check is you can look at the graph of f. If it's always increasing or always decreasing, then it has an inverse. I mean, there can't be any part of the domain where it actually goes, it's increasing and then it changes to decreasing. Like a parabola, right? A parabola is the parabola we had in the last slide. It was decreasing until it got to 0, and then it was increasing. So that does not have an inverse. So check to see whether it's always increasing or always decreasing. Okay. And then the last check that you can do is, we know what we mean by a vertical line check, right? Or vertical line test. See whether you can look at f and have it cross a vertical line cross f in more than one spot. If it does, it's not a function, right? Well, if the inverse, basically both f and its inverse have to be functions. They both have to pass vertical line tests. But the thing is, if the inverse passes a vertical line test, that means f has to pass a horizontal line test. So the check is just see whether your function passes both a vertical line test and a horizontal line test. If it does, then you can find the inverse. Then it's there. I mean, if we go back again, look at this, our original function here. It clearly passes a vertical line test, but would it pass a horizontal line test? No, so it doesn't have an inverse. Okay. So again, what it is both have to be functions. F and f minus 1 have to be functions. So both have to pass vertical line tests. But if that passes a vertical line test, then this must pass a horizontal line test. So that actually you could just focus on this one. It must pass both tests. That's why this one doesn't have an inverse.